corner, at 212 pounds, the toast of the coast, the human orchid, Gorgeous George.
Somebody asked me why I did it, and I honestly don't know. I do know that it didn't have any more to do with Gorgeous George than with Ox Anderson or Nick Bockwinkel. It's just that Gorgeous George was the first wrestler I ever saw. That was back in the 50s when he was a big attraction on late-night television.
Ray! They praise the referee. And there it is. Utterly beautiful. A beautiful, beautiful robe.
Most people thought he was ridiculous in those robes. But all I could see was that he was free to do or to act any way he wanted. And even after all these years and all the wrestles I've been to since, when I think of what it means to be a wrestler, when I sometimes wonder what the whole thing means, I remember Gorgeous George.
Dives in for a press, gets one, he gets two, he gets three, no sir, two. Drop kick will pay him, he dives in for another 1, 2, 3, and it'll be all. Drop kick did it.
I guess I've thought about it ever since I saw my first wrestling match. But I never really thought about doing it until I met Ox Anderson, which was years after Ox had been crippled up and left the ring. He had actually wrestled Gorgeous George, but no one wanted to talk to him about it. All anybody wants to know now is the answer to one question. Is wrestling for real?
It's a typical question, and it's kind of a stupid question, for the sense that you're going to get 60% for winning, you get 40% for losing, and if you lose very many matches, you're not wrestling main events no longer. You're wrestling on preliminary cards, but you don't know. You don't know. I do know. You're just trying to.
That's what bothers us. We don't know. But the people who go to the wrestles, the people who dream of the wrestles and make it big-time entertainment, they know.
It's for real.
I'd say it's for real.
For real.
I watched it every Saturday night.
I know one of the promoters here real well, and he said it's real, so I believe him.
They do take blows just like we watch on college football today, and they do have to know handle themselves, and I like to watch it.
I've seen a lot of real bloody stuff, and I've seen a lot of real phony stuff.
Who's kidding who? It's 99% fake anyway. I'm here more for the watch the fans. You know, you can't go through and get that kind of punishment and still stand.
Maybe you can't. Then again, maybe you can. Wrestling is as much a point of view as it is a sport. It's more than just entertainment. It's a way of looking at the world. Well, at very least, it's a way of knowing how to catch your wind.
When you're sailing through the air, when you're hitting on the floor or scooting into the rope or into the turnbuckle, you can hold on there for a while and catch your wind back. And if you're beating somebody up and they throw you, then you can, you're ready to go again. You can come back and beat them up again.
10 minutes. 10 minutes have gone by. 10.
It's tactical. You use everything that you're mean to win that match. You're thinking all the time you're in the ring. It's more than any other sport is a great thinkers. A lot of guys overdo it, I'll say that. Well, a lot of times you'll throw a punch and it may hit, it may not hit, but it's to your advantage to make them believe it hit if it possibly can. If it does hit, then it hurts, and if it doesn't hit, sometimes it hurts. But a lot of times you'll throw that punch. When you take a punch, you're just going to be trying to throw somebody off so you can come in and do your damage.
It doesn't really matter whether you believe what Ox says about being able to rest while someone is beating you to death. What does matter is that to ask whether or not wrestling is real is to ask the wrong question. The right question is, what do you believe? And how much do you believe it? If wrestling were theater, critics would call this the willing suspension of disbelief. An audience's ability to not worry how much punishment the human body can or can't take. The point is that people want to believe, and things happen at a wrestling match that they can believe in.
Lanza! One fall, 15 minutes. The referee is Eldon Rich.
Before I got into professional wrestling, I was a school teacher. I taught sociology at high school level for 2 years. Well, I think really, when it gets down to it, it's good versus evil. It's a sport that you can be as outrageous as you want. And sometimes the more outrageous you are, the more creative you are, the better the people like it.
I think what happens, most people live in a gray world. They come here and they can make it a very black and white world. They can pick people that they hate and ones that they like, and they can cheer and they can boo, and they can vent a lot of their frustrations of that gray world that they're dictated to and by. If you worked for IBM and you came to work in a plaid jacket, they call you upstairs, almost as though it's being disrespectful and sinful. And wrestlers and wrestling is one of the great things, starting with Gorgeous George. He was the first one to do it. Today, Gorgeous George wouldn't even be noticed. It's nice to be humble. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's nothing wrong in one believing in themselves.
We're the greatest attraction wrestling has today. I should be the world champion right now. But, man, I'm just too good, maybe. I don't know. I think everybody's sitting at home, no matter what their occupation is, deep down inside of them, you know, they just really want a chance to tell the world what they feel or tell the world how they feel.
Because most people that are out there would like to be like to get up there and do it, but can't do it. They're afraid to do it, or they just couldn't take it, so they enjoy seeing somebody else doing it.
Because all you little geeks wish you could be like us. Well, it's too stinking bad, because you can't, and even you can't either.
Put me up there. I'll get up there. Get me up there in the front row. Put the camera on me. See, one of them comes out, chase me.
This is what it comes down to. This is what every fan who has the right to call himself a fan has thought at one time or another. Put me in. It's what every fan's thought.
Clifton, you're not big enough to get in the ring with anybody. One of my little kids would whip you. You're just too small.
All I want is to be able to get in there and to feel what you guys feel when you're in the ring. That's all. I mean, just long enough so I get a taste of it.
Well, I'll give you a taste of it right here in the bar. But as far as you getting in the ring, I couldn't guarantee you they wouldn't kill you. And I could honestly not guarantee you that somebody wouldn't kill you.
That's not what people who go to the wrestles want to hear. We want to believe that inside each of us, beneath our educations and our good behavior, there's a Gorgeous George. I didn't want to listen to Ox tell me somebody was going to kill me. I wanted somebody to wrestle.
I told you earlier that if you were to step in the ring with Stan and myself, no matter how nice we were to you here, that we would humiliate you to no end, first of all, and then we'd try to injure you. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't be protecting our sport.
Clifton, if you weighed another 100 pounds, maybe in shape, in wrestling knowledge, I would say yes, try it. It's just not going to happen for you.
I'm a little small, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought,
Psst, that's a greyhound, man. You know, look like I just got off the banana boat, man. You ribbing me. Who are you going to wrestle? I'll wrestle. Yes, shit. How much money you got?
If you try to be cute, if you try to make who's ever in the ring with you look a little bit foolish, then I will agree with what the other fellas told you.
Well, I'll tell you, if you're insistent that you're going to get in that ring and you want to find the feeling of the ring, then the best thing to do is I'll see if I can get one of the young kids like Curt Hennig or somebody who doesn't have that much experience to work out with you.
What I planned was to get a little training, learn a few holds, maybe even have some robes designed, then set up a match.
Curt,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Everything was working out just fine.
Well, if you train right, which is my theory, I trained every day, 6 days a week, 5 hours a day, for 4 months. I worked for it. It's something that I wanted to do and something I dedicated my life to. And when you make a decision like that, I think it's only the right thing but to prepare yourself. First of all, I'd like to start off with, why don't I get down? These are called two-man exercises, and each one of us will switch off and do the exercises just to loosen up a little bit. Why don't I get down on all fours and you can do some sit-ups?
Okay. Now, is this the one where I...
You step over this way and hook it one
That's
of
right,
those.
okay. All right. Like so?
Yeah, see if you can get about 30 or 40 out of there.
How many?
Well, do as many as you can do.
3 or 4, you said, right?
30 or 40, I said.
30 or 40. What?
Good ones now, come on.
These hurt a great deal.
Not yet, they don't. One more.
Does the match hurt as much as this?
Okay. So what you do is just get on all fours, get yourself a good base.
Okay,
And,
I don't think I want to be a professional wrestler anymore.
That's it?
No, okay. What's
Okay,
next?
all fours. Now my turn.
You can't. Okay.
You get yourself a good base, good square wrestling. You've wrestled before?
Yeah.
Okay,
When I was in high school, right?
Yeah, get a good wrestling base here.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa. So we'll just maybe try 100 or so, or
maybe 50, huh?
We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
11, I'm counting. 13. Let's go. Speed it up a little bit. 15.
Yeah. 16. You just do a few and I'll watch.
No,
Because I think
well,
I
you're
need
the one
to
that
see
wanted to get in. I've already paid my dues. This is something I'm doing for you.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Come on. Keep it going. Keep the body pumping.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes into a match. You need some endurance. Let's go.
That's right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Look, you don't need your legs to right.
Okay.
Okay, let's do a somersault. Get right up and go again. Come on, pick up a little speed there. That's it, pick up some speed. This is a basic form of wrestling. Get the guy in here. What you want to do is throw him into a headlock. Here. This gives you pressure on the head. And I'm going to control you anywhere I want to put you. This move can be applied with the arm in or the arm out.
And it hurt, you know.
The ankle or the knee. Just... Best thing for it is a couple more squats.
Oh, no more.
I tried to laugh off the training session, but I'd begun to think that maybe Ox and the others were telling me the truth. The workout beat the spit out of me. I pulled a muscle in my left thigh doing the squats, and one of the hip tosses threw my back out. And Ox seemed pleased. And I'd begun to understand what he tried to tell me up front. Forget about whether wrestlers hurt each other. The more important question for somebody who wants to be Gorgeous George for a night is, will they hurt me? And the answer is, they will.
A wrestler is one of the proudest men, is like a boxer. They're one of the proudest men in the world. You don't have to worry when you go out on the street. You can look at a man in the eye and say, I am the best. If you doubt it, come on and crawl in the ring with me. I don't know of any wrestler that's ever refused somebody to crawl in the ring with them if they wanted to crawl in the ring with them.
Well, I wanted in. I didn't want to get killed, but I did want to be on the wrestling side of the ropes. And I wasn't going to give up, not without at least leaning on Ox for some kind of alternative.
Refereeing is just as bad. Somebody's going to beat the soup out of your refereeing.
One of the most dangerous situations in wrestling is the audience. Fan got a little irritated. While the police weren't watching, while I was watching another person, he just let go with a punch, is all. That's the first time it's ever happened to me. I've heard of other referees that have gotten pretty well beat up.
If watching Gorgeous George taught me anything, it taught me that no kid dreams of growing up to be a referee. The ref is the boss, the system. No one in the crowd takes his side. No women lust after him. Wrestling is more than just men doing what men gotta do. It's men doing what they think women expect them to. It's men showing off what they think women want to see.
We like men's bodies. That's why we're here.
They're stuck with some little feeble guy, so they want to see a big, beautiful bodied man. And if your wife looked at you and then looked at Hulk Hogan, you imagine what she would say. She'd look at him and say, oh my goodness, there's a man.
Sex and violence is what people want to see.
And you sit right here and the sweat flies and the bodies pound and the muscle and the flesh. And when we really get down to it in its own strange atavistic way, we are just very high-class animals.
When the poet T.S. Eliot discovered he couldn't be a wrestler either, he wrote, I am not Prince Hamlet, nor was meant to be. Am an attendant lord, an easy tool, at times, indeed, almost ridiculous, almost at times the fool. In other words, the manager.
Well, I try to encourage them, get up, come on, fight harder,
You got to remember, if you're going to manage, though, you're going to be in danger. It's not going to be something with no danger at all to it, because the crowd may hurt you. the man in the ring may hurt you. And you're talking about going out there with Nick Bockwinkel in the ring, and you got to watch him. He's dangerous. You got to watch your tail. He'll be trying to put you in the ring. He'll be trying to smack you. He'll be trying to put an eye out. If you get up in the ring, he's going to kill you.
The closest I could get to Gorgeous George's outfit were the academic robes I hadn't worn since graduation. In a way, they were like the managing. They weren't what I'd hoped for, but maybe they were close enough.
I can barely see you without my glasses on, Bockwinkel. I can see you.
In this corner, he is a three-time former World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. He is from Beverly Hills, California, at 245 pounds, Nick Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel. And in this corner, he is the Pacific Coast Wrestler of the Year. From Robbinsdale, Minnesota, 236 pounds, Kurt Hennig. Hennig. And his manager, Clifton, the Professor Jolly. One fall, 30 minutes.
Do yourself a favor. Keep your sweet little ass in its chair, and if for any reason whatsoever you have any anticipation of possibly making a fool out of me in my sport during a match of mine, your family won't like it.
Something was wrong.
Let's get our jackets off.
Bockwinkel had told me what would happen if a wrestler thought I was getting cute, and that's part of why I wasn't wrestling.
I expect Mr. Jolly to have a chair down there and keep him in.
I thought Bockwinkel and I had an understanding. We were both supposed to be on the inside of this thing.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's do it!
The fans were out in the arena, believing. But we were the guys up in the ring. That's the way I'd planned it, worked it out, and suddenly the whole thing was coming apart on me. Elliot wrote, "There will be time to wonder, do I dare, and do I dare?
Get your ass out of here right now! 1, 2, 3,
Time to turn back and descend the stair. In a minute there is time for decisions and revisions which a minute will reverse." have seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker. And in short, I was afraid. What I hadn't understood, what I'd never even dreamed, is that believing doesn't start at ringside, doesn't stop at the apron. Sure, the fans believe, and the wrestlers do too. But you don't want to know about that. All you want is the answer to one question. Is wrestling real? Did he really hit you? And the answer is, I know, but you don't know. The answer is, what do you mean by real? The answer really is...
It's not my fault I'm the best-looking man that ever walked the face of the earth. But it's gonna be my fault when I get in the ring with any one of my opponents, because I'm gonna beat him, and I think I want a kiss.
And Clifton Jolly, if you want to come down there and stick your nose in.
Thanks for the invitation, Bockwinkel. I'll remember you too.